Silence electronic devices, lest you pay the Sergeant at Arms $5. Sergeant at Arms, advance the colors and salute. Two. Sergeant at Arms post. Please uncover. At this time I call on Chaplain West for opening prayer.
Almighty God, whose blessings are numberless and whose power is infinite, we are grateful for the rich heritage that is ours in this nation of free people. We give you thanks for your manifold gifts to us as we meet for God and country to carry on the business and work of the district. May we be honest and open in all our feelings as we seek to serve you, our comrades in this community. May the programs we undertake and support inspire a love of this nation, a desire that we continue to be strong and resourceful people, and a deep respect for those who have paid the ultimate price for the freedom we all enjoy. We ask also that you keep and watch over us all. You will comfort our comrades who are suffering mental and physical disability. May they know again the blessings of health and happiness. Amen.
Amen. Vice Commander Bond, lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Third Vice Commander Vizentainer will place the POW MIA flag on the empty chair. Resolution 288, adopted the American Legion's 67th National Convention, calls for designating an empty chair at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs, MIAs, still unaccounted for from all our nation's wars and conflicts. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those still missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Cover. Adjutant Zilich will lead us in the preamble.
For God
and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and the incidents of our associations in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion and mutual helpfulness. I now declare this meeting of the 1st District, American Legion Department of Wisconsin, regularly convened. Please be seated. Well, good morning, American Legion family.
Morning.
Welcome to the 1st District Fall Conference, and I'm excited to see everyone here today. As you know, this is my post. We here at Post 209 are very proud of our facilities, and we're happy to host you for this event. We've got a lot to do today, so we'll get started. For those of you that address the conference from the podium, we're live streaming the event, so please speak clearly and be cognizant of the little microphone that's on the podium so that people watching remotely can hear you. You've got a little issue with the sound system. It sounds like it's working okay, but use your outside voice when you're speaking. I'd like to introduce some guests whom you will hear from later in the conference. starting with our department commander, Greg Irick. Department Vice Commander, David Latimer. We have several of our past district commanders, past department vice commanders with us. One gentleman that I'm very pleased to see out today has been a longtime mentor of mine and is the senior past district commander in the 1st District, Mr. Al Funk from Post 205 in Janesville. We have past department vice commander Jim Schmidt. Past department vice commander Jim Foster. And past 1st District Commander Bill Babb. I think I saw everyone. Did I miss anyone? Or no one's going to claim to be missed anyway. All right. What's that? Yep, we got him. Back on my list here. We also are pleased to have with us today the 1st District American Legion Auxiliary President, Lylette Smith. And also joining us is past detachment commander of the Sons of the American Legion, Bob Saravina. At this time, I'll ask the adjutant for a roll call of officers, county commanders, and past district commanders.
Commander Carl Stubigan.
Here.
First Vice Commander Nathan Bond. Here. Second Vice Commander excused. Third Vice Commander Tom Vicentano Sr. Here. Adjutant Ken Zoll is here. Finance Officer excused. Judge Advocate excused. Chaplain David West. Here. Communications Officer Alan Morris. Here. Sergeant at Arms Joan Salee. Here. Sergeant at Arms Carl Bolger. Here. Historian Kurt Stubigan. Here. Service Officer Richard Strelo. Here. County Commanders Tom Vicentano. Here. Candace excused. Rock County Jeff Johnson. Here. Walworth County Jerry Gibbons.
Excused.
Vice Commander Mark Daskey is here.
Right. We have Vice Commander to give the report, but Jerry's excused.
Waukesha County Commander Dale Sager.
Here.
Past District Commanders Al Funk. Here. James Schmidt.
Here.
William Lupke.
Excused.
James Foster. Here. Phil Cody.
Excused.
Calvin Johnson.
Excused.
William Babb. Here. David Latimer. Here. Tom Stray excused. Sir, that completes the roll call of officers.
Roll call of posts. When you respond, give the number of delegates that you have from your post, or the number of attendees. We're not too worried about delegates this morning.
Kenosha, 21.
4 members, 1 son.
293, Silver Lake.
1.
361, Wilmot. 544, Twin Lakes.
2.
552, Summers. Racine County. 20, Waterford.
1.
79, Burlington. 171, Union Grove. 310, Racine. 494, Caledonia. 546, Racine.
2.
Rock County. 30, Edgerton.
1.
35, Evansville. 48, Beloit.
1.
205, Janesville.
2.
How many? 209, Orfordville.
6.
237, Footville.
2.
367, Milton. 440, Clinton.
3.
Walworth County. 24, Lake Geneva.
1.
45, Elkhorn.
2.
95, Delavan. 102, Walworth.
2.
130, Sharon. 173, Whitewater. 183, General City.
2 at this time.
188, East Troy. 327, Lyons. 450, Darien. Waukesha County, 8, Waukesha. Anybody? 71, excuse me, 71, Pewaukee.
1.
91, Oconomowoc.
1.
196, Delafield. 294, Heartland.
5.
296, Brookfield.
2.
356, Muskego. 375, McWanago.
6 and 1 son.
382, Menominee Falls. 399, Okauchee. 405, Dousman. 449, Elmbrook.
2.
488, New Berlin. 495, Sussex. 535, Eagle. Ready, that completes the roll call post.
Thank you. You have copies of the minutes of the last conference, the spring conference at Abbey Springs Country Club.
Motion to accept.
Second motion.
Second.
Get that,
First, Bill Babb.
Babb and Crandall.
Raleigh, good. Thank you.
Motion made and seconded to accept the minutes as published. Any questions? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried.
Granted, there are extra if you need them.
Okay, yeah, we got more copies up here if you didn't get one at the check-in table. All right, we'll move into some of our guest speakers. We got a couple of them that need to get on the road here. So first, I'd like to call on our department commander, Greg Eyrich.
All right, let me, is that too loud? Sounds loud up here. Sound okay? Sounds a little overwhelming with the speaker system. Well, anyway, good morning, First District.
Good morning.
I did go into Orfordville looking for this place. I went into a residential area, and that was just the address. I put in my Google Maps, and I said hello to a residential guy, and then backed out of his driveway and found this place. So I would have been here earlier, but Google Maps is Google Maps, so it is. Anyway, I want to recognize District Commander Stuvigan. Thank you for the invitation. District officers, past department officers, Jimmy Foster and Jimmy Schmidt, good to see you. You're duly recognized. SEL Detachment Commander past, Bob Saravino and his lovely wife Diana. And our auxiliary members, yes, you are duly recognized, and our Legion Riders. You have a whole host of Legion family here this morning, and that is great to see. So, anyway, I'm not going to drive you crazy with what I've been busy with, but I'll kind of highlight what your department commander has been up to. Since I got elected in July, my schedule has been very busy representing you at the department level. As you know, what some of the things that we get involved in is trips to posts, events that we go to, legislative issues. That's been the full plate, and I have been very busy, again, representing you since I got duly elected. We have made inroads on our legislative side, just to let you know that. Paul Fisk, our department legislative chairman, has done a wonderful job representing our department on legislative issues that impact veterans. And we have made inroads with the Senate Majority Leader Lemieux and the Assembly side with Representative Voss. And that's basically, very important, is to make contact and let them know that who you are as a veteran service organization, and to let them know what your needs and wants are. Of course, the bottom line is, when it comes to legislative issues, is the bottom line. It comes to dollars. If you want something, where's the money going to come from? There's got to be one pot's got to give it up for the other. So we always are fighting that battle, and just to let you know, that battle continues. So we do have some legislative issues that are on the plate right now. Paul Fisk is addressing those, and we will certainly go to the Capitol and do what's in the best interest of our veterans. I just let you know too that Legion Baseball, I know that we're kind of at the end of the baseball season now, but our Legion Baseball is strong. I just went to a Legion Baseball committee meeting yesterday morning, and bids for 2022 have gone out. 16 under, 17 under, A, AA, AAA, all very important throughout the entire department, throughout the entire state. Very dedicated, very responsible people that are taking care of our kids, making sure that they grow up and are, grow up with the right character, because that's what we're all about, Legion, and make sure that they are, things don't get out of hand, because we did have a couple of teams that were suspended because coaches and adults got out of hand. So I'll leave that with you. I won't get any details, but it did happen. And fortunately, we have very responsible Legion officers that caught it, and those teams were suspended or put on probation. But that is a constant. So attitudes and emotions seem to get out of hand very easily nowadays. But it's very important that when you have Legion baseball officials out there representing the Legion family, that everyone behaves appropriately. So that's been dealt with. Badger Boys State, you know that Ripon College is no more. The Badger Boys State has now moved to UW Eau Claire. I think this is going to be an exciting fit for the Badger Boys State. We are looking to address at least another 800 students come spring of 2022. The Badger Boys State, I had a meeting with them as well yesterday. A very dedicated alumni association and a board of directors making sure that that program stays successful. They got some new things that'll be happening. We've got new shirts that they're hoping, more dry fit, less cotton, excuse me, something more contemporary and modern looking for the kids, which I think they'll appreciate and be able to wear all the time. They're working that issue. But UW Eau Claire certainly is opening their arms up to the Badger Boys State, so we are really looking forward to a successful program this year. And as you well know, you're in the school year now, aren't you? So I hope you as post officers are meeting with your educators, your teachers. I know somebody in this crowd has got a connection with a teacher or principal or educator to get into school. Seems that that's always a bit of a struggle, and but it is a connection. It is a connection that you have to make, whether you invite them to a post meeting, a breakfast, even a district function like this. Let your city officials know, or your school officials know who you are, what you're about. Because a lot of the school administrators, school teachers are not veterans. 1% of our population goes in the military, and so very few are out there are veterans. So you have to make that connection and tell them how valuable the American Legion program is. So that's what you have to make that connection. City officials, same with your city officials. When you talk about veterans and making connection with veterans in your community, say, well, it's very difficult. Well, you have a mayor out there, you have city council members out there, you have city officials, village officials, constable officials, who might be able to make connections with you. It's a matter of communicating, a matter of talking, and saying, hey, we are the American Legion, and is there a possibility that you can attend their meeting? Let them know what the American Legion's all about. Again, bringing them to your post meeting, your county or your district. But you have to educate our city officials what you are all about. You have to get the word out. And it's all about Legion branding, isn't it? It's about wearing your Legion cap if you're out in official duties. Maybe wearing a Legion shirt. I see some beautiful Legion shirts here. You're certainly properly dressed. And when you're out in the community and you're wearing a Legion polo shirt or a Legion jacket or your cap, people are going to come up and say, who are you? you know, the old adage, you know, VFW, that is a fact. You know, the VFW has got that branding out there. VFW, that is a mainstay. I hear it all the time. When they want to say Legion, they say VFW. That's just something that's in the people's psyche. There's not much you can do about it, but we can certainly change it. Legion branding is part of it. So wearing the shirts and, you know, talking it up when you're out having a fish lunch or out for dinner, and you see a vet, you know, do whatever you got to do. So anyway, it just, you know, that's very important. I know that recruiting is very difficult, and everybody's a recruiter, you know, but not everybody's a good recruiter, and not everybody's got that 90-second elevator speech. But that doesn't mean you have to give a great 90-second elevator speech. What it means is that you maybe can have a conversation. Say, hey, how you doing? You know, and just make it simple, make it casual, make it easy. So it basically is just ask. It really is just asking that veteran out there, are you a Legionnaire? And if not, why not? So that's really is still a mainstay of what we do when it comes to recruiting. But there's all kinds of creative ideas, and you always got to think outside the box. Don't get stuck within the box. Don't say, I can't. Once you say, I can't, you've lost. You just will not go beyond that circle that you got yourself included in. So, you know, you're all adults. You are allowed to color outside the line now. You've got my permission, so please do it. Okay? So it's just very important. Be very creative in how you do things, because that's how your approach has got to be. You have to be creative nowadays. Some of the things that are coming up, you know, we do have some changes up at department headquarters. You know, we have a new Camp American director. His name is Jim Clement, very dedicated. Him and his wife live up at Camp American, you know, Lake Tomahawk, Camp American Legion. And, you know, if you ever have any inquiries, he's got an open house. He's got an open, when I say open house, he's got a, you know, you can contact him. He's got an open door policy, basically. So, you know, he's learning. Help him. You know, if there's something that you see that's not quite right, give him a call or email and just let him know, hey, Camp American Legion is on our list. A lot of things going up there. A lot of property to maintain. A lot of things happening. Very expensive. So continue on with your, you know, your fundraising. Help camp along, because their sole purpose is rehab and rest for our veterans, and that's what that camp's about. You know, it's been there since 1925. It's really done some exceptional work for our veterans coming back from war, and just our veterans just need a rehab. So continue to help them out as best as possible. Veteran Service Organization that we have in Milwaukee, just across the street from Zablocki, continues to do great work for veterans, processing claims. Jim Fiakowski and his crew continues to do great work. So they need our support as well. There are always personnel changes, things that happen, new people coming in, and but right now things are stable up there. Department headquarters, we got a great headquarters team up there. They work very hard for you with our programs. And day to day, they take your calls, and one of the things I do ask is that when you do call, when you have to call department headquarters, please exhaust your chain of command. They get an insurmountable amount of calls from individual Legionnaires, and your calls are important, but in order to help them along with their workload, because the more calls they take in, the less work they get done, is please go through your county and your district officers. Maybe that answer is right there, and you don't have to bother calling the headquarters team. They work very hard. And as you know, we just finished up our celebration of freedom. Anybody there visit our celebration of freedom? Okay, we had a number show up. That 9/11 traveling museum was outstanding. And was it more important for the adults, or was it more important for the kids that came from the high school? Well, I agree. But I tell you what, the kids that were born since 9/11/2001, that was an educational moment for them, because they had artifacts in there from that site. And you know, even though I was not able to follow them, there was close to over 600 kids that had went through there, and I think that probably impacted them immeasurably as to the loss of life, the loss of buildings that were there. So that was a valuable exhibit. The 4 people that were there representing the 9/11 Traveling Museum were all retired firefighters or still firefighters, and they did a great job explaining what the exhibit's about to the adults and to the students. So that was well worth the effort. The opportunity for next year is going to be the same. We are looking at a World War II exhibit. Now, I can't tell you how important that is. My father was a World War II vet. He was part of the greatest generation. He's no longer with us, of course. And our greatest generation, in just in another few years, are going to be gone. And this is going to be an opportunity for you to come up and just remember our greatest generation, because most of them are in their mid-90s now, or even hundreds. And God bless them, because without their fight, maybe we'd be speaking a different language. And freedom. It's all about freedom, isn't it? We love this country. I love this country. I know you love this country. I'll fight for it. So you get a chance, you remember next year at this time, we need you Blue Caps up at that celebration of freedom. We need more of you up there. And certainly that exhibit will be your way of honoring our World War II vets. So, oratorical contest coming in, got to get into the schools. A&G scholarships, oh my gosh, Badger Boys State, all these different programs coming up. Midwinter is coming up in January. Fall is just around the corner. We have a whole lot of things, and you got a busy schedule at the post level, county level, district level. You got a lot of things happening. So, just be successful. And my theme, as I was on the campaign trail, and as you see on my pin, is positive impact. Continue to make a positive impact with your veterans and in your community. Everything you do is a positive impact. Do you ever reflect back on that and say, boy, what we just did, that really impacted that family? Well, you helped them out financially or in-kind donations, or you helped them build a porch, or whatever the case. You ever reflect back on that? And I don't mean for selfish reasons, but I just think, oh, gosh, we really helped that family, and gosh, it really is great to be a Legionnaire and look at the great things that this organization does. So I just want to end, because I have to leave for Indianapolis and I have to be there at a certain time. I want to thank your district commander, Carl. You have a very dedicated leader running your district right now. He has attended many of the department events. He is at the forefront of what's going on. He's vocal, he speaks out, he's on top of it, he knows what he's talking about when things are coming up, and you should be very proud of your district commander, because he does an exceptional job representing your district. So I'm very impressed with Carl's tenure as the district commander, and I know that Carl is looking for a new highness to his level of his Legion career when he runs for a department vice commander, when he makes that decision. But you have a great district commander. And again, I want to thank the Legion Riders. I'm still working. I'm still waiting for some feedback from Zablocki and some other things. But if I don't get back from it in the next 2 weeks, I will make my decision where we're going to be going. I do have a project in mind, and it is on the homelessness issue. And I'm going to need your support in order to make that happen. So I'll let you know when that project idea takes hold, and then I'll release it. But anyway, I really do thank you, because you are the bread and butter of this organization. You are the spine that basically holds up the skeleton of our organization. You make it happen. I just represent you at the department level, and I will continue that for the next 9 months, and I will certainly do my very best to make sure that you are represented well. And so I look forward to seeing more of your faces out there. And again, thank you for the time, for allowing me to be here this morning. Now I am going to be off to Indianapolis. I have to get there, and we have our endorsed candidate Dan Seafer is going to be there. We have a meet and greet for 3 nights. I got to be part of that. Of course, there's other business to take care of, so I will do my very best representing you for the Department of Wisconsin American Legion. So have a great conference. Do your best. Be the positive impact that you can be. Always give it 110%. Thank you very much. And I hope I had enough pins. Was there enough pins? Good. The last time I was in Indianapolis, my car got broken into and everything was stolen. So I wasn't taking a whole lot of pins down there because I don't want them stolen. So anyway, thanks. Okay.
Thank you, Commander. As you know, we have 4 department vice commanders in Wisconsin, and they divide up the state according to geography, and we're pleased to have our department vice commander with us, who also happens to be one of our own, Department Vice Commander Dave Latimer.
Morning, First District.
Good morning, sir.
Nice to see all the smiley faces this morning. I was glad to see the commander had an opportunity to go out and check out the locale as far as the countryside. Coming down from Sheboygan, I remember the first time I come down here, I thought, boy, if I go any farther, I'm going to be in Iowa. I'm going to be milking cows by coming in the morning, and that's going to be a hard, tough thing to explain. I make my comments very brief. Some of you get a good-natured joke out of me once in a while. But Tom Lay, I really do have broken down my speaking time from 15 minutes to 10, and I'm working 5 right now. So if anybody sees me going in excess of 5, please raise your hand. First, I want to bring some information about Ted D'Amici. I spoke with Ted last night for about 40 minutes. We almost lost one of our own. Ted coded twice, and he's from the top of here down to his belly button, was split open. He had a defibrillator that was installed within the heart, and one of that little items got plugged up, created a tremendous amount of infection within his body. I saw his downhill trend when I was at convention in Phoenix, where we walked back, and I could see that Ted was laboring. I told him as much so last night. But the 4 ports they have in him now that's outside, that he's taking his meds, that's going to be 4 weeks. He's looking to get on the mend. He sounds much more positive than when I initially talked to him. So he knows his responsibility for the National Convention. I'm sure he'll elaborate with all of you somewhere during the course of the time. Please keep Ted in your mind and prayers. If you need to send cards, we have an address, his P.O. box there in Summers, and I'm sure you would appreciate a card from him. You know, we always say we're going to send you a card, but we never do. Time gets away from us. But if you're in that spot where you're down and out and you feel like you need a little boost, a card, just a friendly say hi, you know, means a world of difference. One of the pleasures I have is serving as one of the vice commanders, is I have districts 1, 4, and 5. And they have proven to be a challenge for me. I have my hands full, it's needless to say, a lot to learn. There's a lot of Legionnaires within these districts that have a lot to learn. It's not the way you want to do it, it's the way the Legion wants you to do it. And you need to stay within the focus. You lost your focus, and you need to get back on point at what you're doing. And remember, as a post commander, you answer to your membership. And you always say blue cap. I use this term all the time. I don't care what color of the cap you wear. Underneath it all, you're a blue cap. You never forget that. You do have, for Ouachita County, you do have a new County Veteran Service Officer, Denny. Met with him this past week. And I found out they didn't have a post home yet. and I think he belonged at one time to Cedarburg. I said, Cedarburg where? And of course I was being a little smart about it. He says, well, Cedarburg, you know, near Grafton. I says, you remember there now? He says, no, I lost my membership about 3 years ago. I said, I didn't pay up. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll recruit you to 495 in Sussex. We got a deal? He says, good. He says, providing you help me with my job. So, Nathan,
Yes.
I know you're next to me here, so I mentioned your name in the meeting, and for the other VSOs that's out there, he's got a heck of a job, but he wants to really get together working with his members in Waukesha County. We got a lot of good things in this man, and I want to give him a heads up on that and a shout out. I've had an opportunity to meet with some politicians. I won't mention their names because I'm not, if I say one, then I gotta be politically correct to bring the other individual in. I won't do that. But let's put it this way, I had a 10-minute audience with each one. The one I can mention is Paul Farrell from Waukesha County. And I reminded him when we did the 9/11 ceremony there in Lisbon, which I was honored to attend. I said, Paul always said to me, he said, if you ever get into a problem in Waukesha County that you really need help on, just call on me. So I reminded him of that. I said, do you remember when you told me that 4 years ago? I didn't forget. So I said, the time is coming close by where I'm going to call upon your services for something I have a real passion about. I'm honored to serve in what I do. I can't say enough about it. I couldn't go on, I probably could go on for hours. How I feel the people I've met. The guy walks up and says, I'm a Legionnaire, and I said, God bless you. Where you serve at? He says, well, I'm California. I said, what are you doing in Wisconsin? Well, I'm thinking about moving here. And I said, think real hard. I can recommend Sussex, a great community. I also post 495. I'm not only pushing my post, but I'm pushing the Legion agenda. If we don't talk about our own organization, nobody else is. Congress is not going to say, hey, they're a great organization. No, we have to remind them all the time that we are the #1 veterans organization in the world. I like the commander's comments, the VFW. I happen to go to what they call on Sunday afternoon in Sussex, we have a country thing where you come out and it's like a raffle thing, you buy flowers, brats, and all, etc. Well, the VFW hosts that. And I like to go over and I like to get my little 2 cents in. So I go over there and I'm looking around with some flowers and the guy says, hey, Commander. I said, do you need a brat? I says, is it a Legion brat? No, it's not a Legion brat. I says, well, then you got the wrong guy. I says, we do ours next month. Oak Piggly Weekly, right across the street on a Saturday, the best brats in town. So I do that because the VFW commander is there, and I happen to remind him, remember, sir, you also are a member of Post 495 in Sussex. Okay, well now his wife loves me, I get away with that. But all that being said, folks, look for your membership. I know we have some problems with the internet and all that kind of crazy stuff, accessing it. Please be patient because they do have a lot to grow through up there. The commander touched upon that. And last but not least, I want to say, Carl, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I know somewhere down the line the department vice commander is in line. And I'll do everything in my power, and I'm going to go on record saying this right now, everything in my power to support you, sir. I talk you up wherever I go. You got somebody that's got knowledge, I always like to see somebody that says, I've got it under control. This man has got it under control. I thank you for the support you've given me. I've learned a lot. And I always say, no matter how old you are, you're still always learning. The day you close your eyes and draw your final breath, you're learning. Thank our God, our Creator, that we got a free country we can say that in. God bless you and thank you for your time.
I meant to tell you this in my welcome and I forgot. David alluded to it. you are as far west in the 1st District as you can get. 3rd District is 6 miles down the road here. So I appreciate the fact that so many of you came from the other end of from Lake Michigan in some cases, from the other end of the district to come out here this morning. So welcome. At this time, I would like to call on our 1st District Auxiliary President, Lylette Smith, for greetings.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I bring greetings from the 1st District Auxiliary. The Auxiliary was founded in 1919. The American Legion Auxiliary's mission is to support the American Legion and to honor the sacrifice of those who serve by enhancing the lives of our veterans, military, and their families, both at home and abroad. For God and country, we advocate for veterans, educate our citizens, mentor youth, promote patriotism, good citizenship, peace, and security. This is just to let you know that the Auxiliary is always here to help you in any way. So you can let me know, or you could let anyone know in the Auxiliary, and we're glad to help the Legion in any way. I just wanted to bring up, I did talk with Susan D'Amici last night, and she is not doing well either. So please do think about sending cards or giving them a call. They're really having a rough time right now. Keep them in your prayers. Thank you for inviting me, and have a great conference. Thanks.
Madam President, before you leave, on behalf of the 44 posts of the 1st District and almost 5,200 members, we have a small gift for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
As the Department Commander alluded to, many of our Legionnaires and Sons are in Indianapolis this weekend for the fall meetings, and that included almost all of the command structure of the state Sons of the American Legion. So we're pleased to have representing them this morning our past detachment commander, Bob Saravina.
Good morning. I'm here representing the new detachment commander for the Sons, David Fuller. He's in Indianapolis, so he just wanted me to bring up a few things. We are going to have our DEC this month, the end of the month, and he is initiating a new program of knowledge. He wants everybody, especially the Sons and anybody else that wants to come for training on what we do and how we're supposed to do it, like the commander who said some people are doing things their way and not the way it's supposed to be done. So I just wanted to touch on that. The other thing is, everybody knows who ELF is and what ELF stands for, the American Legion family. We brought him in a year ago, just before COVID, and then we kind of got shut down because we were going to the military deployments. And we give him out to all the kids of the deploying parents. We also use him now as a hospital dog. If you know a child that's part of the organization that's going in the hospital, we'll gladly provide a free dog for them. So this little guy, we brought him in because our past dog is no longer available to us, and he was getting awful expensive. We were paying $30 a dog for the past one, and this guy we can get for about $8 delivered. We just ordered another 1,000 of them because we have been 2 weeks ago, and coming up next week, Wednesday, we've been informed that Wisconsin is going to get hit pretty hard for deployments. And they have notified us, and we're going to the deployments again. So we had to order another 1,000 dogs. Figure we're going to run short of them. But other than that, we will be looking for donations again. Like I said, we just ordered another 1,000 dogs plus brochures.
So we spent some money. So we'll be going around looking for donations again for this program. So thank you for inviting us, and on behalf of the new Commander David, the SAL will be here for you anytime you need us. Thank you. And I did not ask her to speak this morning, but I would be remiss if I did not recognize from the American Legion Auxiliary Past Department President, Diana Saravina. At this time, I call on Post 209 Commander Dean Braun for greetings.
I'd like to thank Carl. He has taken and said most of the stuff that I would probably talk about, but I'm going to make it short and sweet. I really appreciate all of you coming to the conference here at Post 209. I hope you all have a real good time. Thank you.
Finance Officer Tom Stray is not with us this morning. However, he did furnish a report that I will give for him. Our opening balance on June 30th was $13,175.66. Disbursements for the 6-month period were $500 to Past Commander Latimer, the last of his district commander expenses, $50 for a raffle basket that the district provided for a fundraiser for National Commander candidate Seehafer, and $500 to myself for district commander expenses. Income for the 6-month period, bottle raffle from the last district conference, $272, and the annual assessments, $2,872, which is a total income of $3,144.10, and the disbursements were $1,050. So ending balance as of today is $14,997.76. For the matter of the budget, we are at about 49% for expenses and income, which going into the second half of this budget term is right where we should be. So we're in good shape. If you have any questions on that, hopefully I can answer them, or we can get them to Tom and get an answer for you.
I move to accept the report subject to audit.
Way and Sager. Motion made and seconded to accept the finance report. Questions? Discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, we're going to move into committee reports. Again, I ask that you speak clearly so that Alan can get your comments on the record for those that aren't in attendance today. We do have a number of people who weren't able to make it for a variety of reasons, so hopefully we get this out on Facebook, they can be part of the conference too. We'll start with membership, Vice Commander Bond, and we have several awards that we're going to pass out here. If the post call does not recognize those, ask the county commander to please pick up those awards and then get them distributed through your county councils. Commander Bond?
Before I get into the awards, I'm sorry, everyone hear me without speaking up. I wanted to say to all the posts, you're doing a great job getting our current members to re-up, and I've seen quite a few new members coming through on the reports as well. Keep up the good work. It's not easy work, like the department commander says, it's not easy. But I will encourage you in this. Walworth County, there are 7,350 veterans in Walworth County. Kenosha County, there are 11,830 veterans in Kenosha County. Racine County, 13,720 veterans in Racine County. Rock County, 11,410 veterans in Rock County. And Waukesha County, 28,280 veterans in Waukesha County. Now, not all of those veterans are eligible to be members of the American Legion, but a good many of them, I'd say 95% of them, are eligible to be members of the American Legion. They served on active duty, Title 10 orders, sometime from December 7th, 1941 to today. They are potential members of the American Legion. It is a sales job. And it's easier than a used car salesman. You don't have to talk about the mileage. You don't have to kick the tires. It's an easy sell. Think about it. What makes this organization great? I've got a few ideas, and I know you do too. Our legacy, what we do for our communities. It's an organization worth supporting. It's an organization worth selling. And that $35 a year, I mean, you can get a magazine out of it. You know, but I know the commander said you don't need a 90-second elevator speech, but it sure would help. Think about those 72,590 veterans in our district, of whom the vast majority haven't joined yet. It's up to us to get them to join. It's up to us to get them to join so that they can become part of this great organization. So please, if each one of us got at least one other veteran to join, imagine what our membership would be like. And it's not just because membership, it's because the things we do matter and we need people to carry on our legacy. So please take the effort, make the handshake with somebody to sell this organization to them.
POWMIA Chairman Bob Miller, on deck, Camp American Legion.
Thank you, Commander. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone watching on the live stream. Since our last meeting back in May of 2021, the Defense POW-MIA Account Agency has identified 64 more military members. This number includes members from World War II, Korea, and Southeast Asia. The agency does continue to identify sailors from the United States, or from the USS Oklahoma, that capsized on the morning of December 7th during the attack at Pearl Harbor. So our current statistics as of 2 October are missing from World War II, 72,395, from Korea, 7,554, from Southeast Asia, 1,584, from the Cold War, 126, and from Iraq and other conflicts, 6. On the 18th of September, the 1st District conducted its annual POW-MIA Silent March, hosted by Post 183 in Genoa City. It was a beautiful day. We had great attendance. In addition to all of our great 1st District Legionnaires, we also had in attendance Department Commander Eyrick. We had State Vice Commander Latimer. We had Wisconsin State Representative of the 32nd District, Tyler August. We had as our guest speaker, we had a fellow Legionnaire who was a member of Post 45 in Elkhorn, Grant McMillan. Grant is a Korean War veteran. He and his unit were captured by the Chinese at the Chosin Reservoir. and he spent 3 years as a prisoner of war. I was talking to him before the march and asked him if he was ready, and he said he had a story he wanted to tell everybody. Okay. I'll tell you what, Jim, what is this, our 36th, 37th March? I'm willing to bet nobody could tell me what the guest speaker talked about at the past 36 marches. But anyway, all you can do is, POW/MIA Day is for veterans like Grant. That's why we honor them.
Any questions for Bob? Camp American Legion, Raleigh, A&G testing on deck.
Good morning to everybody. I almost made a mistake. We got a meeting this next Friday for Camp American Legion. If any of you have any spare money hanging around, they are in the process of building some new cabins or refurbishing some cabins up there and doing some work on the main lodge and a little bit of a sewer problem we have. There's plenty to talk about. We'll address all that, and I'll know more at the end of next week, next Friday at 8 o'clock. I have to be in Portage, that's when the meeting is. So, that's all I can tell you right now. I'll give you my next report when we have a spring meeting. I hope they have a full report. Thank you.
Just as a point of information, I was up in the 9th District yesterday, and one of their Camp American made mention of the fact that camp is exploring the possibility of being open year-round. Several of the cabins that are now being built, that are now being remodeled, are being made so they can be open during the winter. Right now, everything has to be winterized and put away, and so they're exploring that. There's going to be some costs involved with that, and they may or may not do that depending on. But probably should have more information on that in spring, because that's.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Everybody here knows what the A&G testing is, right? Everybody, right? Thank you. I'll just refresh your memory a little bit. It's 33 students in the state of Wisconsin will win a scholarship next year from the American Legion. 11 students from the 10th grade will receive $250. 11 students from the 11th grade, $300. And 11 seniors will receive $750. The tests this year are going to be administered March 14th through the 25th. Students register online. The test link is found at the HTTP finger, and it's only active during the test window. What is it? It's a 50-question test on true-false, multiple choice, matching, and with an essay question at the end. The essay is very, very important. It's a 300-word minimum test with the essay. The essay actually decides who most of the winners are. We seem to find out that everybody a lot of the kids can get 90% or above, and we have to have some way to break the tie. So we start grading the tests with going by points. Sometimes we only get down to 94. Sometimes we get down to 88, but it's not very often. It's usually about scores that are above 90. And then we start looking at the essays. And then the essays do make a enormous difference. The biggest thing with this, we do it online, but it still starts at the post. And I brought, usually, finally remember to do this. Come see me, I've got a whole bunch of these. And you can also get this online. This explains the whole test, the whole program. And get your students involved. All they have to be is students. They don't have to be a public school student. They don't have to be a parochial student. They don't have to be homeschooled. They can be any of the three. Just be a student, and they'll be eligible. So, that, Commander, is my report.
Yeah, those of you that have copies, written copies of your reports, please leave a copy to the adjutant. Oratorical report, Chairman Foster had some recent medical work and didn't feel up to being here today, so she sent me the report and I'll read it to you. I would like to remind the post that now is the time to recruit high school students from traditional places of learning as well as our homeschool students. Firm up your team of volunteers, contact at least 3 judges, and book your venue. Libraries, churches, and municipal buildings are great options as long as they have the necessary space to hold your contest. Scheduling your post-contest before winter break is ideal. Our county contest should be doing the same. It is customary to host your program 2 to 3 weeks before the districts host theirs. Waukesha County will be hosting their program on January 8th at McGuanago Baptist Academy at 9 a.m. As our other counties schedule, I would love to come out and support your contest, so don't forget to let me know when they will be held, and I'll save the date. Our district oratorical will be held on January 29th, 2022 at Caledonia, Harvey Funk Post 494, and I'm looking forward to working with them to help make their contest a success. Although it may seem as though the oratorical season is a distance away, action is required now to organize and host your scholarship program. If you have questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. And she's left her contact information here. You can get it from the adjutant, and I will send this out in the newsletter. And she also notes that both the state and the national have excellent resources as well for everything regarding this scholarship program, and she's left the web addresses for both the department and the national organizations. And again, you get those from Adjutant Zillich, and I'll put them in the newsletter that should be coming out tomorrow. That's submitted by Lisa Foster, oratorical chair. Children and youth, Joan Salih, historian on deck.
Thank you, Commander. Good morning, everyone. For family emphasis, temporary financial assistance grant for $1,500 that is not paid back. Let your host members know that are in a financial crisis. So keep in mind those grants and such that are available for families. Child and safety, Halloween is October 31st, but some municipalities are celebrating early. Find out when they're going to celebrate. Educate early. Let them know about how to inspect candy. Let parents know, get those resources out, that information out. Let them know that some police stations will inspect candy. Your post could possibly set up a trunk or treat, or a party at the post is a safe alternative. The Children and Youth Foundation, the First District helped contribute to raising $800 at National Convention in Phoenix for the Children and Youth Foundation. Communicate with schools to educate them on upcoming Legion programs. An email or phone call goes a long way. Invite school counselors to your meetings. I sent out an email recently, just had kind of a list of deadlines to get kids' names into us for Badger Boys State, Badger Girls State, things like that. Just give them all the children's programs and the deadlines. The test in March for the scholarship, things like that. That concludes my report, Commander. Thank you.
Questions? Historian, Americanism on deck.
Story report for the fall conference. Since the last meeting in May, many Memorial Day remembrance ceremonies were conducted around the 1st District. One notable ceremony was at Ralph Amundsen Post 30 in Edgerton, where they dedicated their new Veterans Memorial. Also, Harry Howry, a 93-year-old World War II veteran and member of Richard Ellis Post 205 in Janesville, received his high school diploma from the Parkview School District during commencement May 29th, 2021. Moving wall came to the city of Waukesha at Frame Park on May 27th through June 1st, 2021. August, Christmas and August picnic was held at Post 24 in Lake Geneva. All in attendance deemed it a success. Representatives from the 1st District manned the American Legion booth at the State Fair in Milwaukee. In September, the 1st District was represented in the Darien Corn Fest Parade, and on September 12th, the OWMA Silent March was held September 18th in Genoa City, hosted by Post 183. Wisconsin American Legion held the 2021 Celebration of Freedom event. This year's gala was held on September 24th and 25th. It took place at Department Headquarters in Portage. Commander, this concludes my report.
On the Americanism report, Candy submitted a written report that I will read for you. Our programs for Americanism have had a hard hit since the beginning of last year, and happy to say that they are back. Get to the schools and get involved in these great scholarship opportunities. Please keep up with buddy checks. Many veterans are struggling from this pandemic, and a friendly voice can help. Funeral honors are back to about normal, and the honor guards are on full schedules. American Legion college classes are still offered online. Camp American Legion was open this year, and they are always looking for more people to come. Fill out the new application if you're going to use their facilities. Continue to support all of your veterans in all of their endeavors. Submitted by Candy Rothering, Americanism Chairman. The District SAL report from Chris Sherman. He's in Indianapolis with the rest of the leadership. Greetings, Legionnaires. Sorry I'm not able to attend this district meeting today as we're all in Indy for National NEC training. At our detachment DEC, I was elected as the detachment National Executive Committeeman, and have also been asked by our National Commander from the SAL to remain on the Children and Youth Committee at the National. Commander Dave Fuller is in Commander training this weekend, and Detachment Vice Commander Alan Waltree is fulfilling his weekend duties associated with being the chairman of the National Convention Committee. We are all very busy this weekend. Congratulations to the 1st District, finishing 99.71% with 11 squadrons finishing at 100% or better. The detachment finished at 101.55% with 64 out of the 108 squadrons at 100% or better. The detachment only had 35 squadrons that sent in consolidated report forms this past year out of the 108, so we do have some work to do in that area. Commander Fuller would like to remind your squadrons to contact their detachment officers for any questions they may have. We want to help them be better squadrons. I am asking all posts and squadrons in District 1 to continue to send me updates on their events they are involved in, and I will probably not see you all until midwinter, so may you have a good Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I thank you all for your service. Submitted by Chris Sherman, 1st District SAL Chair. I will note that the 1st District has 16 squadrons, the largest district in the state that sends the American Legion. Obviously, with only 16, we have 44 posts. We have a potential great opportunity for growth in that regard. And I can tell you from the squadron here in Orfordville, they do a lot of good things for your post. It's really something that your post should explore because we can always use the help. We talk about we're all getting older, we're all getting tough, getting around, getting things done. And SAL squadron can go a long ways to helping your post fulfill their mission. So I would encourage you to explore that option. Next up, Badger Boys State. Michelle, Hospital, Roger Safs.
Good morning. Badger Boys State will be held June 12th through the 18th in 2022 at its new location of UW Eau Claire. The address is 105 Garfield Avenue, Eau Claire, Wisconsin 54701. This is approximately 3 hours northwest of where we are right now. The new location offers many benefits. It's a larger, more comfortable venue. There should be no longer any need for any students to sit on the floor. The size of the campus also allows for overall growth of the program. It has large areas to accommodate both meetings and assemblies. This session of June 12th to the 18th is 1 day shorter than usual. Often the students had a problem with ACT testing, so the change in the schedule of Sunday to Saturday eliminates this conflict. Packets for post-sponsorship will be delivered the end of October or early November. Due to prior cancellations, I suggest verifying with your post if the sponsorship monies were rolled over or refunded. We're expecting approximately 885 boys to attend this session. The most recent Badger Boys Board meeting was held yesterday, as our commander stated. Any questions regarding the program or yesterday's meeting can be directed to Sherry Hicks at the department level. Also, you can contact me as well. This concludes my report.
Question back here.
Question.
Michelle, I'd like to know, since we are moving from Ripon to Eau Claire, which is, like you said, 3 hours, it's quite a ways for post, like 2 people from a post going up and all the way back. Not all the parents can be taking their children up. Okay. Is there any possibility that we could do something in the first district, which Glenn Allen, in the past, when he was chair, got a bus together? If we could have a central location in the district, meaning like in Darien or somewhere around that area, where we could where the boys could be dropped off onto the bus up to Eau Claire and then back down. And I know we do have the funds in the coffer to handle something of that expense. So it's just a thought. I'd like to address it. I don't know if I could make a motion in the fact that we do something like that. Would that be appropriate?
Well, we can take it up under new business, but we kind of need to be sure. Yeah, I was gonna throw that out, that at least posts or counties should. No, that's fine. We need to talk about it because it is going to be an issue, more of an issue than going to Ripon, that posts and counties and perhaps the district can work together to provide some transportation.
Glenn Allen would be of assistance on that, being a former chairman. Am I correct?
Getting numbers would be important.
Right.
As far as getting estimates.
As far as getting a cost and, finding a place to meet, I agree, Darien, Lake Geneva, even Quantico, someplace central where.
You get them all on one bus.
Right.
Okay.
Because some parents will take their kids up, it's not an issue, but there are, we want to make sure that our youth can get to these programs without incurring a bunch of costs. So that's certainly something that we can work on, even have it set for spring and make the motion then, once we know what the cost would be.
Sure.
And probably maybe have a better idea in the spring of how many people we're talking about that would utilize that. Because you're right, we may need more than one coach to do that too. So.
Or maybe none.
Or maybe, correct. But okay, we can work on that in the next 6 months and have an idea then for the spring. Thanks, Jim. Jim, is Roger here today? I didn't see him come in with you.
I think there's a little health problem.
Okay. for the hospital report. So we'll skip that. VA&R, Chairman Strelo, on deck, Legion Riders.
Good morning. As most of you know, I send out a monthly report, VA&R report. Can I see a show of hands, first before I go any further, can I see a show of hands of any post-service officers that are here? Wow, that's 3 more than last time. And while we're on the subject, it's very important for post-service officers to realize that if veterans, post members have issues or problems and they approach you, please do not try to answer them if you're not qualified to do so. Send them to their county service officer. Am I correct, Nate? Yes, you are. If you've had any training at all, I mean, you might know a solution, you might think you know a solution for somebody's problems. Just send them to their county service officer.
And the Legion service officer.
And the Legion service officer, absolutely. All right, with that being said, I do send out a monthly report. Most of you do get it. If you don't, please raise your hand. Wow, every one of you gets, that's incredible. I even brought clipboards for you guys to sign up. I'm going to pass them around anyways in the event you aren't getting it. I believe we got about 120 on my email list right now that I do send this out to. It's good information. I'm sure most of you agree with that. I want to talk to you a little bit about benefits. There's millions of dollars in unclaimed benefits out there that veterans are not taking advantage of. I'm going to tell you a little story. A couple of months ago, a veteran had some benefits. All of a sudden, he came to me and he asked me, what's happening to my benefits? I sent him to the Waukesha County Service Officer. Well, those benefits had changed. He was unaware of it. Nobody told him anything. But what I try to do in my publication is to keep you aware and abreast of all the changes that are occurring. I mean, there may be changes going on right now. And believe me, there are changes constantly that you don't even know about. But if I can get them published and to you in time, you can check with your EA rep and see if you are entitled to those benefits. One thing I like to look at, 10 years ago, we talked about Agent Orange. At that time, there was just a small circle of veterans that were allowed to file any claims. Well, that slowly grew. And right now, that circle is about this big, affecting that many benefits, that many veterans that will receive those benefits. So it's important that you get this, share it with your post members. If you have a newsletter, publish it in your newsletter. If you have printed copies at your meetings, that would be wonderful also. But that's what I try to do. I do it every month around the 20th of the month, and that's when you should be receiving it. Commander, that is my report.
Under the VA&R report is also the funeral honors falls under that program. We have several certificates for participation in funeral honors last year, but in looking through these, it appears that they are all for Post 171 in Union Grove. So I will take those with me to the next Racine County Council and distribute them there. Legion Riders, Randy, legislation on deck.
Thank you, Commander, and good morning. Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to submit this report on the activities within District 1. As you are aware, District 1 Legion Riders underwent a reorganization in May and June of this year. Although some members made the decision to leave the Riders, approximately 2/3 remained, and we have made progress in revitalizing the district, yet there is more to be done. One initiative we have undertaken is to make ourselves known to every post within the district. In order to increase our visibility, we will assign a road captain to each county. It is our intention to have a road captain attend at least one county meeting per year, more as they're able to. In so doing, we're hopeful they can introduce themselves and briefly explain who we are and what our services and assistance could provide to the post. Our goal is to educate every post commander so that when a need arises, they will know who to contact to bring the Legion Riders into the planning and preparation stage. Another goal is to make the Riders more available to assist in other districts whenever possible. As examples, I have already asked the State Riders Executive Committee to consider planning a group ride into Green Bay during the 2022 annual state convention. I would like to incorporate a general activity while in Green Bay that would highlight our abilities to support all branches of the Legion family. Further, I have inquired whether the Wisconsin American Legion Riders Association might be able to join the Legacy Ride as they enter Wisconsin and lead them into Milwaukee for the national convention next year. Work on this is preliminary, but we're hopeful something can be created to give the Legion Riders even more exposure. Because the State Legion Riders are about to begin editing our bylaws and policy procedures, District 1 has put our efforts to revise and update our operating documents on hold until the state has completed their task. But once they have published the new documents, District 1 will pick up where we left off and finish the task of refreshing and updating policies and procedures. We believe we can create a clearer and stronger document which will lead and encourage members at all levels. As of September 26th, we have a total membership of 82, with several additional applications right now in progress. Of the current members, 11 are life members, 11 are from the Sons of the American Legion, and 12 are representing the American Legion Auxiliary, Member to post composition is as follows. Post 8 Waukesha, 3. Post 20 Waterford, 3. Post 21 Kenosha, 2. Post 48 Beloit, 1. Post 94 Delavan, 4. Post 102 Walworth, 2. Post 171 Union Grove, 10. Post 183 Genoa City, 3. Post 196 Delafield, 4. Post 209 Orfordville, 10. Post 237 Footville, 2. Post 310 Racine, 1. Post 361 Wilmot, 1. Post 375 McWanago, 23. Post 382 Menominee Falls, 1. Post 440 Clinton, 4. Post 449 Brookfield, 2. Post 488 New Berlin, 1. Post 494 Caledonia, 4. Post 546 Racine, 1. Our goal is to have a Legion Rider member from every post within District 1. And I read those post numbers and members in your post for two reasons. One, to let the commanders in the room know that there are members in your post if you're not aware of them, and if you didn't hear your post, we should talk. By way of demonstrating the effectiveness of the Legion Rider program in Wisconsin, between November of 2020 and May of 2021, just 7 months, the Legion Riders from all districts amassed 650 volunteer hours and donated $29,400 under the Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation pillar. In national security, they donated 74 hours and $2,000. Under Americanism, we accounted for 552 hours and donated $71,300. Children and youth were provided 82 volunteer hours and $6,300 in donations. We collectively gave a total of 1,358 volunteer hours and donated $109,071. Keep in mind this was over a 7-month period and during a global pandemic that forced many activities to be canceled. Annualized, this represents in excess of $200,000. Since 2016, the District 1 Legion Riders have donated $71,300 in support of veteran causes. That's an average of $1,000 each month for the past 72 months. Due to the internal issues at District 1 over the last few years in dealing with COVID-19 for the past 2, year-to-date donations by District 1 stand at approximately $6,600, an average still of $735 a month. We'll be forming a small committee to explore the many ways in which we can raise funds, as well as examining the multitude of veteran causes that need support. Our goal is to maintain or even improve upon the successes of the past with regard to fundraising. Change often comes with frustration, and District 1 has not been immune. But at this time, I believe District 1 is more cohesive than it has been in many years, and I fully expect that membership to continue to grow and evolve. Thank you very much.
Legislation, the bond national security on deck.
We've been tracking 24 pieces of legislation in the state assembly. I wanted to go over each and every single piece of legislation. No, sorry. I would collapse and fall over if I tried to do that. I did want to bring up a couple though. Some successes. The taxing of Reserve and National Guard is done. In the new fiscal year, starting in January, the state's no longer going to tax the income from Reserve and National Guard drills. So it already, and there's almost that close to making sure that we don't tax active duty pay anymore. We already don't tax retired military pay. The Hmong and Lao Veterans Recognition Veterans Day has been passed, and that is now part of state law. The expanding the number one priority for the American Legion, Department of Wisconsin, the VFW, Department of Wisconsin, VAV, Department of Wisconsin, the AMVETS, Department of Wisconsin, the Vietnam Veterans of America, Wisconsin. Every single veterans organization has let the state legislature know that the number one priority for all of our organizations is to expand the eligibility of our disabled veteran and surviving spouse property tax credit. It's been a major push up there in Madison on the isthmus there at the Capitol to let every legislator know that we think this is the number one thing that needs to happen in this state. That veterans who are 70%, 80%, 90% service-connected disabled and their surviving spouses need to have their property taxes reduced, either at 70, 80, 90, or 100%, depending on their level of disability. We let them know that this is not to be a means-tested program. Veterans didn't determine their economic status when no one asked them, oh, by the way, how much money do you make, before they were enlisted or inducted into the service. And they shouldn't be asked that now if they put their lives on the line and their bodies on the line for our country. We let them know that there shouldn't be a cap. That whatever their percentage is, there shouldn't be a cap. If they have to pay $4,000 in property taxes, 70% of $4,000. You have to pay $5,000 in property taxes, 70% of $5,000. There shouldn't be a cap. And so every single veterans organization is on that. Here's what assembly members and senators need to hear from you at the local level. They need to hear the same thing that they're hearing at the public hearings in the State House, in the Capitol. So when you have your local representative or your senator near you, and I don't see him here today, but we could all glom on to one of them if he were here. Let them know that this is your number one priority. Whether you have a service-connected disability or not, your brothers and sisters in arms who sacrificed their health for you and for this country deserve, have earned that benefit. So please, in your communications at the local level, let them know 70, 80, 90, and 100% service-connected disabled veterans, no means test, no cap. Another bill that's very popular, and considering the Legion Act of 2019 should be popular amongst Legion members, is Assembly Bill 203 and Senate Bill 226. And that expands the eligibility for having the veteran designator on a state driver's license or state-issued ID card. And that the intent is to expand that to all those who completed at least their initial term of obligated service with an honorable discharge. That includes our reservists and National Guard members who are currently not considered veterans in the state of Wisconsin by statute, unless they complete a 20-year and retire. So that excludes people who could be members of our posts. So when you're out talking to your assembly members or senators, Assembly Bill 203 and Senate Bill 226, the expanding eligibility for the veteran identifier on the state driver's license. And I won't go into all the other things. One of the bills that is most likely to pass is Senate Bill 176, which would reduce the eligibility for DNR privileges from 70% to, it would actually make things more uniform. Currently it's 30, 50, 70% disability rating to get DNR privileges in the state, and the idea is to combine that just to make it 50% to get the DNR privileges. I'm available for question and answer after the meeting, and I'd be happy to talk to you if you want someone to come visit you at the post and talk to your members about this. I'm more than willing to do that. Commander, that's my report.
Commander, just a real quick question for Nathan. Nathan, so can you elaborate, two things, can you elaborate on what you mean by means testing? And then the easier question is, I understand there's not a dollar amount on the, or there's not a cap on the dollar amount of property taxes, but what about the acreage? Is it still 1 acre?
Yeah, it is the dollar amount, not the acreage. So currently, to qualify, you have to be 100% service-connected disabled, and if you have a 40-acre farm, you're only going to pay for the 1 acre and the homestead of that 1 acre, the reimbursement. The idea is not to change that 1 acre requirement. Means test. Essentially, there was talk about if your income is above 200% of the poverty level, then you wouldn't qualify for the property tax credit. Then there was talk about, well, what if you made it 300%, 400% or something? No, it should be. This is a benefit that is
not relevant,
independent of one's income.
Understood.
Sir.
Could you just add to that get that veteran identifier on the driver's license, the veterans need to take their DD-214 to their VSO first before coming into the DMV?
Yes. So the best way, you can go online to the MyWisVets website, make sure your DD-214 is uploaded, fill out the application there, and then that'll get added to the state list. Yeah, Carl, I'm not going to recommend that course of action, but it is available to you. Two is to take your DD Form 214 to your County Veteran Service Office. They will complete a memorandum, stamp it, and send it with you to the DMV where you can get that added. Carl?
I want to add on to what he said because I was denied the veterans identifier. After my DD-214 was registered with the CVSO's office, after I used state GI tuition benefits to go to state-funded school for free, so I know I'm in the system, but they said that I didn't do something or they didn't have access to something, so I think that there should be language that it should be automatic, that they should, once we've done that, there should be no games at the DMV. They should be able to see that we're a veteran and we get it automatically.
So currently the DMV is kind of, no one wants to have every DMV clerk need to be trained in how to read a DD Form 214 and make a determination. And that's why you should go to your County Veteran Service Office with the memorandum that your CVSO will give you to take to the DMV.
No, but technology is such that it should appear in their system that we are a veteran. That part of that link shouldn't be involving the DMV. It should automatically be there. Once I registered in a state system and I'm receiving a state benefit, the DMV should not say it's...
I understand what you're saying. It would be up to the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs to kind of automatically register you for that identifier. I get it.
But there could be language in the legislation that makes them do that.
There could be. Yes, sir.
In talking with Green and Rock County County Veteran Office, what is happening with that is they take responsibility for it. It's a simple click of checking a box that they're forgetting to do. They may get you into some programs, but that one click gets that into our, I work for BND. That gets you into our system, but it's the CVO that has to click that box.
Yeah, it's not even a CVSO actually. It is at the W2. So when I put a veteran in for the Wisconsin GI Bill, it should prompt the WDVA to go automatically. Oh, click. You're also eligible for all these other things. And at one point they were doing that, and then there was a change in administration and a change of leadership, and I'm tracking what you're saying. I'm tracking what you're saying. I can also tell you that there are people who have called me and said, what the hell is going on? Why am I on a list of being a veteran in this state? I didn't ask to be put on any list. Why am I on it? So, what can I tell you? The county executive or administrator is the one who's supposed to let you know that there's a new county veteran service officer. Most likely a news release in the newspaper or a press release to the local media or radio station. Yeah. Of course, my recommendation to my replacement, whoever that might be after they drag me out feet first, would be to go to a Legion meeting and tell everybody that you're the new service officer.
Sir, if we could please table the rest of the questions till
Yeah,
afterwards.
I'll be available for questions
Thank you
later.
so much.
Thank you, because I don't like to interfere as much. Commander, thank you.
Two. I now declare the fall conference back in session. First order of business will be to finish our committee reports. National Security, Jim Schmidt. Communications on deck.
I'm gonna give the national security report, and after that, Carl and I are going to give out the certificates for blood drives, which is part of national security. Okay, I got this stuff off the website for national security from Legion, so any views that are on here aren't mine or political, so I'm hoping this will work. The top U.S. military officer that Congress told Congress on Tuesday that he knew former President Donald Trump wasn't planning to attack China, and that it was his job to reassure the Chinese of that fact, and the phone calls that have triggered outrage from some lawmakers. Army General Mark Miley, Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, delivered a vehement defense of the two calls he made to his Chinese counterpart, saying he was responding to the concerning intelligence that China was worried about a U.S. attack. I'm sure you all read this before in papers. It was pretty current. I know I am certain that President Trump did not intend to attack the Chinese, and it was my direct responsibility by the Secretary, meaning Secretary, to convey that intent to the Chinese. So that's going to be up to the Senate Armed Services Select Committee that's going to follow through with that to see where that might go. The Biden administration said the U.S. would take in 125,000 refugees and their families next year. The White House has set the proposed annual cap in a report to Congress. Administrations make an annual recommendation to consult lawmakers. Officials earlier announced their intention to raise it to 125,000 for the fiscal year starting October 1st, which just passed. In setting the target, the administration would focus on several key groups, including Afghans at risk due to their family affiliation, their affiliation in the United States. President Donald Trump capped the number of refugees to 15,000, the lowest since 1980 Refugee Act went into effect. President Biden faced criticism when he was slow to rise it upon taking office, eventually setting it to 62,500. Despite the recent evacuations from Afghanistan, the U.S. will fall short of the number by the time the fiscal year ends, which is September 30th. The next fiscal year, of course, now has a target of 125,000. So it's encouraging in that regard. As you notice, I had time to write this report after Carl didn't let me finish. Okay. President Dwight D. Eisenhower's farewell address is the most famous for its warning against the unwarranted influence of the military-industrial complex. Some of those older guys kind of remember that. But Eisenhower also stressed the defense industry's importance to the country security. After all, it helped the U.S. maintain superiority over its rivals, forestall great power conflict, and win the Cold War. 6 decades on, America's military remains the most advanced in the world, but the industrial base supporting it has deteriorated. Reduced competition throughout the defense supply chain is eroding military readiness and potential jeopardy to national security. As Congress considers the Defense Department's next budget, investing in our more nimble, innovative, and resilient defense industry base should be among the highest priorities. Money is flowing to a reduced cast of contractors. An even smaller handful has reaped the most gain. Nearly half of the 183 major contracts awarded by the Pentagon went to just 5 contractors and their subsidiaries. Such concentration imposes costs on both the military and the public. The lack of supplies also undermines Americans' ability to respond to crisis. President Biden's $2.25 trillion infrastructure plan includes $180 billion to investments to strengthen the supply chains. As Eisenhower recognized, America's influence abroad depends on the strength at home. Revitalizing the defense industry's industrial base is essential not only for national security, but also for the preservation of world peace. And we can pretty much look at what happened when COVID struck. Well, we couldn't even get masks because they were made in China. I mean, all these things that are happening. You can't get a car now because of the shortage of the chips, and those are made overseas. So it's, bring it on home. That's basically what Eisenhower was saying. Let's look after us first. So with that, that concludes my report, Commander.
Okay, what we have here, this information came off of your CPR. So if your post reported a blood drive or blood donors, you receive a certificate which reads Certificate of Recognition. Recognition is hereby awarded to post number In recognition of participation in and a contribution to the American Legion Blood Donor Program, presented the 16th day of July 2021 and signed by Steve Eisenseek, Department of Blood Chairman. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the sergeants at arms come up and take these certificates, and rather than make everybody try to get out from between the tables, we're going to give them to them. So just raise your hand if your post gets called. Those are the posts that aren't here, so we can give them
that's
to the
gonna be
county
easy.
commanders. Yeah. Post 293, Silver Lake. Post 544, Twin Lakes. Post 48, Beloit. Post 45, Elkhorn. Post 188. Post 91. Post 294, Heartland.
294?
Blue guys.
Where's 188?
Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Post 375. And post 449. And then we've got posts that aren't here. The county commander could accumulate these. Post 382, Waukesha. Post 196, Waukesha. Post 8, Waukesha. Post 95, Walworth. And post 310, Racine. I'll take that one to the next county council. Very good. Communications.
Afternoon. So for communications, it's more going to be recommendations as we go forward, trying to get out of the COVID funk and try to get people back in our posts, into our programs, and things like that. One being, who are your local people? I think we talked about a little bit, who know people in the school, who know people to communicate with. So communications is also part of PR. It's our public relations. Getting information out there. If you have a Facebook page, post it there. If you have a website, post it there. If you have a local newspaper, post things there. If you write it up as an article, as our commander has done for us down here, is they'll put it in for free if it's written as an article. Some newspapers do it just because they want to. But going further, of course, it's on my phone, so I don't have my speech in front of me. Didn't think that through. So, when it comes to your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram, websites, whatever, most people, who here has a Facebook page that they know of, or group? Either one's fine. Are they all public, or are they private? Like our first district one is private, but your local one should be public. How are they named is very important. Most people don't know, like here, we're Wells Davis Young Meal Post 209. Nobody knows us here as that. Nobody knows we're the Orfordville Legion. We're the Orfordville American Legion. That's why in our name we have, you should have your city, because that's how people are going to look for you when they're searching. They're not going to search by your name, they're not going to search by your post number. We will, internally, but the public will not. They just don't know those names. So make sure in those things you have it searchable so people can find you by your city. And try to, that's what, if you look at the VFW's pages, that's what all of them do. What was the other thing we discussed yesterday? Awards, thank you. Beyond all of that, if you have any questions, let me know. My phone number and email are pretty public. If you don't have them, let me know. I'll get them to you. Newsletters, going on to newsletters. Who here has a post newsletter that goes out at least twice a year? Okay. Who does one monthly? Great. Okay. Send those to us, to the district. We want to see them. And also, going on to that, there are awards for those. Who here has ever submitted their newsletter up to state for the state award? Mike, did you do it at Illinois or here? Illinois? Okay. Make sure if you're doing it, do it here too.
I have no involvement in my post.
Got it. You said you guys have?
Yep.
Have you won?
We won.
You won, exactly. There are not many that do it. So myself, and I believe, Mike, you're on the committee with me on awards a little bit. We need to actually get together on that. But submit for those awards. You have a good chance of winning. There's not many people that do it. So even it could be the chintziest newsletter. Submit it. Give it to us. We'll help you with it. We can get you the forms. But yeah, any awards, Policeman of the Year, Fireman of the Year, EMS of the Year, Teacher of the Year, all of those things we can help you with. That is communications. That's public relations with the community. I want to help you with it. Get in touch with me. Other than that, have a good rest of your afternoon. Yeah.
Along with putting things on your Facebook page, if it's something that you're giving credit to your post, pass it up to the department.
Yes, as Susan just said, yeah. If you are putting something on your Facebook page, giving credit to or giving credit to your post or a member of your post, that should go up to district and department. They want to know about that kind of stuff. Carl?
I would just like to add, when the post posts things on Facebook, it's important that you like and share them, because what's going to happen is every member of the post is going to like the post page. But we have lots of veterans that might not, like I have a lot of friends that are in other states, and if I share it with that group of friends. They're like, oh, the American Legion may be doing something. Maybe I'll find out what my post in Florida is doing. So those steps are critically important. And when you do your name, a lot of people like American Legion Post 21. Well, in our case, there are 50 Post 21s, one of which happened to be Roosevelt was a member of a Post 21 in Missouri. So if you make it too generic, there's too much choice.
That's why the city and state are very helpful when you come to that. And sharing things from Facebook, this happens a lot, and I'm guilty of it. If you share something from like the First District page, nobody that is not a member of the First District page will see it. You have to go to the original post to share. That's why I said make sure your pages are public. Otherwise, people will not see those things. So just make sure you're being aware of those types of things. And again, if you ever need help or questions, contact me. My emails, my phone. I never leave. I sleep with a dang thing. So just feel free.
That's the furthest way he's been from his phone in 3 years.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's further away than I like. So yeah, just let me know if you guys have any questions on those. Thank you.
Motion to accept the reports.
Hang on. Just to add on to what Alan said about sending it to the state, those of you that look at your Badger Legionnaire carefully, you'll see pictures of post activities. That's where that comes from. The state doesn't go out and take those pictures. Posts have sent that stuff in. Look, this is what we're doing. And they're always looking for that. I mean, it's a typical newspaper. They're always looking for things to put in to publicize the local posts, what the posts are doing. So please send that stuff up. All right, is there any questions on any of the reports that were given? If not, I have a motion to accept the committee reports as presented.
Second.
So moved.
Jeff? Motion to second to accept committee reports is given. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, moving to the county commander reports. Kenosha County. Tom?
Thank you, Commander. Post 21, our membership's at 148. Our goal is 250. We're currently at 59%. This year, with all the struggles, we've been able to get back to a very normal events. Our Memorial Day ceremony was great. We participated in the Kenosha Parade. We held our 3rd annual Pancake and Porky Breakfast. That was a huge success. A local high school just did a veterans interview where a bunch of our post members were involved in that. And we're still in the planning for our Pearl Harbor event this year. We're honoring our namesake, Paul Herrick, who died on the Arizona in Pearl Harbor. This is the 80th anniversary. I want to ask Carl real quick to talk about our essay contest.
Once again, the essay contest is open to all children who reside and go to school in the 1st District and all children and or grandchildren of first district members. So in other words, let's say you're a member of the post in the first district, but your grandchild might be out of first district a little bit, they could still enter. First prize is $500, second prize is $300, third prize is $200. Right now, there's only one contest, but it's open for middle school and high school kids. So if we get a lot of essay contests for middle school and high school kids, we'll evaluate whether they should be broken into two separate groups, because obviously a senior in high school has an advantage over a seventh grader. The essay contest entries must be submitted online by Halloween, by midnight on Halloween. The essay is 500 words, Word document, and the question is, why is it important for America to remember events like Pearl Harbor and the sacrifice made by citizens like Paul Herrick? Open-ended Word document. If you are looking for information, if there's one thing you need to write down to find out more, you can go to our website at alpost21.com and obviously look for the, I believe it's under the Americanism, but there's a tab there on what you have to submit and the email that you have to submit it to. Are there any questions? Yes, Paul. Or Phil.
Tell them who Paul Herrick was and why.
It doesn't have to be exclusively about Paul Herrick.
I mean, just the post 21 numbers.
Yeah.
World War II is on the
All right, thank you. That event, for anybody that's interested, we're going to be the weekend of the 4th and 5th in December. We'll have an open house. We have a World War II display, and we're going to have a lot of information and other things about Pearl Harbor. And then on the 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, we'll be renaming the street in front of our post after Paul Herrick, and we'll have a ceremony that evening. So, and we're going to have a dinner that night. If everyone's welcome, there'll be more information in the next district newsletter. For the next event after that will be our 8th annual chili cook-off. That's in February 26, 2022. Our post is started in honor guard. And talk about the website. I will say the importance of a post having a website, since our adjutant Paul put together ours and our Facebook. Our post rentals have increased. I can't even tell you how much. It's phenomenal what's happened going online like that. All right, Post 293, Silver Lake. Their membership is at 27. Their goal is 62. They're at 43%. They're back to doing pretty much everything they can. They did Memorial Day. They also hosted the beer tent at the Kenosha County Fair. Wilmot. They've been slow going. I talked to their commander the other night. They're working on membership. They have a few new members that are getting active. Their current membership is 0. Their goal is 47, so they're at 0%, but I think they're going to be coming around soon. Twin Lakes. Their membership's at 41. Their goal is 74. They're at 55%. They've been decorated graves at 2 cemeteries for Memorial Day. They run the Memorial Day parade and ceremonies. They did Liberty Fest in Twin Lakes, the state convention, the district fall conference, county council meetings, 6 funerals, and 3 blood drives. Post 552, Summers. Their membership is 61. Their goal is 112. They're at 54%, and they too have they had an issue with Ted D'Amici, as most everyone knows, and their post commander had a stroke. But they've been trying to get back to some sort of normalcy. They did their Memorial Day service, and they did the 4th parade. That's my report.
Racine County, Candy Roderick submitted the following report. Racine County Posts all had Memorial Day ceremonies, did poppy handouts, and participated in 4th of July parades. Post 20 Waterford does a meat raffle the 3rd Saturday of the month at Riverside Lanes in Waterford, and they are having a pancake breakfast on October 17th from 9 to 1 at the River City Lanes, $7 a person. They're also helping run the American Veterans Bowling Fundraiser October 10th at Town and Country Lanes in Burlington, and they need bowlers or donations and lane sponsors. They have a gun raffle that will be drawn in December, and their birthday dinner is April 29th of 22. Post 79 Burlington, they continue doing honors for funerals. They have 2 members receiving 50-year membership awards this year. Gooseberry's Grocery has Veterans Cafe on the second Thursday of every month from 8 to 10 in the morning. Post 171 Union Grove, they have a new group that meets at the post called Go Bags, means good old boys and girls. They have done funeral honors for over 296 funerals this year. The SAL is doing a chili feed on November 11th. Veterans eat free. Everyone else is $8 for all you can eat. Their auxiliary has a dollhouse raffle going on with cash prizes. And that'll be drawn at the Union Grove Elementary School on October 16th. Post 310 Racine, their commander's in rehab from a fall, and they just updated their bylaws. Post 494 Caledonia, chicken dinner October 16th, $40 dinner, all you can drink from 6 to 12 and a live band. 50-50 raffle drawing November 6th, vendor craft fair November 20th, and they have horseshoe team tournaments over the summer. They've also started a pool team with the local bars. They're open for Packer games on Sundays with free food and shots for Packer touchdowns and drink specials. They also did a ceremony on September 11th that included local police and fire departments for the 20th anniversary of 9/11. They're waiting to hear from the Raymond Elementary School if they're going to have a Veterans Day program this year or if they will still not be having outside people coming in because of the pandemic. And they are hosting, as you heard earlier, the 2022 District Oratorical Contest on January 29th. Post 546 Racine, they're getting the memberships in, nothing planned at this time for events. The county overall, they're still not able to do the visits to Zablocki because they're still not allowing visitors yet except immediate family. Rock County, Commander Jeff.
This will be kind of short. Edgerton, Post 30, they have a chili drive-through November 7th at 11 a.m. at the Central Park. They're also having a feather party at the Masonic Temple on November 14th at 3 p.m. Evansville, they're doing a steak feed with the VFW on November 11th. Beloit, they had a rummage sale in September, and they don't have anything else listed for the rest of the year. Janesville, they have a new commander, so they're starting to pick up on different things. They did a table at the farmers market for a fundraiser and are doing a combined Veteran Day observation. Orfordville, they of course are holding the district conference, and then they're having a 4th annual car show on October 10th at 10 a.m. They're also doing a concealed carry class for anybody that wants to get in on that. That's October 25th. And there's a sign outside the building that has the date and all the times and that. They're also doing their fall party at 6 p.m. on November 13th. They have Packer parties at the bar on Sunday noon games. The bar opens every Friday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Footville, they're doing their feather party at 6 p.m. on November 6th. Yeah, it's 6 p.m. to midnight. Milton, don't have anything from them. Clinton, we've done color guard at the high school football games. Veteran Day activities are up in the air depending on what the schools will allow. The Veteran Day dinner is being planned for the Butterfly Club. And the Legion has had a brat sale to support our local Cub Scouts. We've done color guard for Show Pier, and they marched in the Darien Corn Fest parade, and that's what I have. Thank you.
Walworth? Hello, on behalf of our Walworth County Commander, he has written down Walworth County currently has 10 posts, 9 of which are very active. Unfortunately, Lions post, which is current membership of 9, is in desperate need of revitalization. The potential's there, but requires action by the county. Approximately 3,700 people live in Lions, which was established in 1839. Therefore, prospects are good for growth and membership. Walworth Post 102 is at 105.71% of their goal, and 5 posts are over 70%. Therefore, plenty of time for achieving these membership goals. All posts submitted their CPR reports. The Lake Geneva Post 24 held our first district Christmas party in July at the post. Everything seemed to be attended very well. The chicken they served was excellent. The County Post provided the opening ceremony for the Walworth County Fair, and Drum Corps provided cadence for the marchers, and the flag ceremony was professionally executed. Genoa City Post, we've already heard this, but 183 held the first district POW MIA march. Great attendance with an excellent meal served afterwards. The county continues to meet monthly with a good representation of posts. There's many worthwhile projects that are posts in attendance are doing. Each monthly meeting, the posts provide a historical, the post that sponsors that meeting provides a historical background on their post, reports what past and current projects are undertaken. The goal has been established to have more members from Walworth County in attendance at county, district, and state national events. Respectfully submitted on behalf of Jerry Gibbons, Walworth County Commander. And something else that came in is that awareness for veterans. There was a business here in 1st District, Vitesco Technology USA. It's part of Continental Automotive Corps, the powertrain division. They're the ones that are working with the gas engines. They are a 30,000 person company, and they recently, light came on, hey, we could probably tap into some of our veterans for the workforce where they're sorely needed. They found out 30,000 employees, 15 were veterans, sadly. But I want to point out, Tryon Underay is brought it to their attention, hey, do you have any hiring practices? And they are going to form a group, and he's part of that. And he's talked to Nathan because it's not a job for one person. It's about reaching out, and that's why we're bringing it up here. They're housed out of Delavan, blue and white collar, and veterans, we're going to fill those spots that they need, and it's an untapped resource. And they're good paying jobs for the area that we're in. So all those outside lying areas, I know District 1 covers a long area as we found today from coming from Lake Michigan, but Delavan kind of sits in the left side of the area, but it is something that's available to you. I'll give you that. I'm going to bring this up there. Thank you on behalf of Jerry. Commander's report reminded me of one thing I neglected to bring up earlier. The 1st District is one of three districts in the department to be 100% on their CPRs this year. And I appreciate all the work that everybody did, all the county commanders and everybody that did to get those reports in. We had all but one post in by the June 1st deadline. Milton was a little slow, and there was some technical problems. They actually could have been in earlier, and some of it was my fault. But we were one of only 3 out of the 12 that were 100%. So we'll be looking for that again next year. I'd also like to raise the percentage on the children, youth, and VA&R reports too. So we'll be talking about those after we get to the first of the year. Waukesha, Commander Dale.
Good afternoon. Membership is one of our main concerns in Waukesha County. We fell on our butt last year with the dirty word of COVID, and the way mylegion.org was set up. We have a few posts that need to step up as of right now. As of September 30th, our county was at 57.29%. National Launch is supposed to be at 55% by October 14th. Post members are encouraged to have membership sign-up material available and be able to explain the American Legion to someone if they ask you. The other big one that we're going to start discussing in our county is suicide awareness. It's all around us. We had a person jump off the bridge the other day. This will be addressed again at our county meeting. Posts are getting information out about Badger boys, girls, and the orthotical program to the local schools. All posts are preparing for Veterans Day, November 11th. Programs will be held in schools, nursing home, and posts. A lot of posts have been busy with their honor guard doing military funerals. We feel it is very important to open up your posts to the community. Farmers markets, things of that sort. The open door to the Legion is a good policy that I think all posts should go with. That is my report.
Any questions on any of the county commander reports? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve those reports.
Motion made.
Second.
Jeff Rawls. Motion made and seconded to approve the county commander's reports as presented. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. At this time, I will ask Vice Commander Bond to take the podium.
This time, the chair recognizes District Commander Carl Struvigan for Commander's report.
Well, good afternoon, First District leaders. So here it's October already. Regular meeting schedules are back in full swing. I had the pleasure of being able to attend all 5 county councils in September, and the turnout for those meetings was very encouraging. It looks like it's on the upswing. In spite of the fact that we lost 668 members last year due to non-renewal, our membership is off to a pretty good start. Now, as you've heard me say before, there's an old saying in baseball, the more games you win in April, the less you have to win in September. And I kind of liken this to our annual membership drive, in that the more members we renew in September, the less we have to chase down in April. And I've never understood the process that we put ourselves through in this exercise. We sit back, we wait for dues to come in, allowing National to contact our members, and then hoping they respond. And unfortunately, this usually leaves us running around like a bunch of sugared up 10-year-olds in April trying to collect all of our dues. And the thing I really don't get is why. I mean, for the most part, everyone in this room is in the business of collecting dues for our posts. We all know the veterans that we're going to have to go see, go ask, go cajole, in some cases go beg to get their dues. And since we know who they are, and for the most part it's the same people every year, why not start now? Call our members, make that contact. Don't wait for National to send out another mailing. But getting your renewals in early and out of the way, this accomplishes a couple of things. It'll give you more time to devote to your programs, and when you make those buddy call checks, that member knows that you're not just calling to talk about dues. And the other thing it does is you won't have to listen to me bring it up at every county council meeting. Win-win, right? So your county commanders and hopefully your post commanders are now in possession of the 2930 list for the 1st District. There are 925 members, 925 veterans right now, today, that belong to the American Legion. 925 veterans that have paid their 2021 dues. Over half of those have already paid their 2022 dues. There's 130 in Kenosha County, 240 in Racine County, 117 in Rock County, 79 in Walworth, and 359 in Waukesha County. Almost every post in the 1st District has members that are in the 2930 holding post. and they live right in your communities. Many are probably known to members of your post. Now, can you transfer all of them? Yeah, probably not. We all know that there are those folks who don't want to go to meetings, don't want to work fundraisers, don't want to sell raffle tickets. They just want to belong. But how many of those 925 will gladly transfer to your post if you just ask? I'm willing to bet that there's more that will than that won't. So try it. Get that list from your commander, review it at your post meeting, and make that contact, especially if it's someone that you or someone in your post already knows. You already have a rapport with them outside the Legion, so it's not even a cold call. You can send out invitation letters and emails, but I'm here to tell you the most effective way to do this is face-to-face. It's a lot harder for that veteran to look you in the eye and tell you no than it is to ignore an email. At National Convention this year, I had a beer with a longtime friend of mine from the Department of New York. And he too is working membership in his district, and we were commiserating on the difficulty that we seem to have in this area. And in the course of this conversation, he said something that really struck with me. We've all heard it said that younger veterans today don't want to join. And we've probably said it ourselves at times. But as my friend pointed out, they will join. We just need to give them a reason to join. And equally important, when they do join, we need to give them a reason to stay. Now, who knows our organization better than we do? And this goes to the heart of the matter. When that new member arrives at his first function at a post, what's our role? Do we just let them fend for themselves, try to introduce themselves around, try to find out what's in it for them? The answer to all those questions is a resounding no. We must make it our mission to guide and mentor those new members. We must teach them what we're all about, what our traditions and methods are in our posts. You've all heard the paragraph from the installation of the officers' ceremony. You must exalt the American Legion in their eyes. You must make them know, as we know, its purposes and policies. Ever remember the tolerant spirit that animates its members. And I love to talk about and promote the training that's available through the Wisconsin American Legion College and from the national organization. And I encourage everyone to take advantage of this training, even if you're a longtime member. Things change. This isn't the same organization that it was 20 years or even 10 years ago. So encourage that new member to sign up for some of the training. And much of it's online now, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. But here's the thing. All of that training and education must be part of a two-pronged approach. And the second part of that must be mentorship. Now, I've helped teach Legion College courses. We have a wonderful, comprehensive curriculum, but it only goes so far. And this is where you come in. The training your new members receive are building blocks. We give them the tools. Now it's up to you to teach that next step. You are the ones that know how things are done in your posts and your counties. We can't teach that. It has to come from you. You must mentor that new member and show them how to implement the things we've taught them. Engage them in your post programs. Now, that doesn't mean make them chairman right away, but give them the opportunity to help out. Give them a chance to put into action what they learned in that course. Of course, you need to be there to answer questions, point out how things might be done a little differently at your post. But in the end, the mission is the same. Execute the programs. How we get there is the key to successful mentorship. So I leave you with this one final thought. When you first joined the Legion, someone was there to guide you along, to show you how to be a success. You owe it to those new members who are our future to do the same. And remember, when we all decide that we don't want to do this anymore, we need to make sure that someone is there to carry on all of the great things that we have done. So go recruit the next you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Dale Sager for a motion to accept the report. Is there a second?
Second.
Sorry, suddenly.
Johnson.
Yep. All right, there's a motion and a second on the floor to accept the commander's report. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Report accepted.
All right, we'll move into old business. I had on the agenda that we're going to get a report from the chairman of the 2022 National Convention, which was Past Department Commander D'Amici. He told me that he was going to be here at the conference, which I thought was a little ambitious on his part, and obviously it was. He was not able to make it. So, Jim, you're chairman of Badges and Packets. Do you have anything that really probably affects the first district more than anything else because you drew so many people from here?
Well, basically, on my end of it, the Badges and Packets, which we do 10,000 packets for the convention, turn in a list of all the people I've talked to, and anybody else that wants to get onto that list and help us. The only thing we can guarantee is we'll feed you lunch and free parking. The rest of it's labor. And it takes a good full day to do that packing. And then we'll keep a small staff on duty when the adjutants from other departments come in and deliver them around Milwaukee. And we're in the process right now of locating the hotels where they're at, how to get there. I'm familiar with Milwaukee enough that I can do that. So I'd like to have some people, 3 or 4 of us, that are familiar with Milwaukee get around. In regards to Ted, he's in constant contact with National. So everything's still going along as planned, other than Ted's health. So with that, if Ted were not able to, there's enough people involved in it that have been, we've had 2 national conventions in my time in Milwaukee. So this will be my 3rd one. And there's quite a few guys on the committee that have been there for those other 2. So we've got a lot of backup. But if anybody wants to get involved, just contact me and I can try to help you get involved with it. We'll get you a ball cap and a polo shirt to go along.
You have me at lunch.
We'll make it artificial. We don't get footboards out.
Okay, and I can tell you from talking to Ted that all of the contracts have been signed with the hotels. There was a few glitches in there, but that's all been worked out. And those of us that went to National Convention can tell you there's a lot of excitement from the other departments. They like coming to Milwaukee. We put on a good show a couple of times, and different ones told me, Susan, I'm sure you heard the same thing. They're excited to come to Wisconsin, so it should be a good convention, and we look forward to it. And like Jim said, they're always looking for help for little things, big things. If you know the city of Milwaukee, or if you just want to help out, I mean, we're coming from the 1st District. We kind of got a familiarity with the area. And I would encourage at least Waukesha, some of your posts that are right on the 4th, 5th District line, to consider hosting fun events at your post. They'll be looking for several different things. There's several different meetings outside of convention business where departments get together for fun things, and they're always looking for a venue to have it. Out here, we're probably too far away, but certainly Waukesha, 449, 375, down into Racine County, those posts are close enough where they can certainly investigate hosting a fun event. So I would encourage you to pursue that too. And you can talk to Ted about that, Wayne Jensen, a couple of the other past department commanders that are involved in this. But it could be a good fundraiser for your post too. That's the other thing, and it's great exposure, especially when you have the facilities that we have that close to Milwaukee County. So,
what are the dates of the convention?
Dates of the convention: August 23rd, 29th. Does that sound right? I'd have to look, but it's generally the last week of August.
You'll get home for Labor Day.
Yeah, and occasionally spills over into September, but I think this year the whole thing is in August because Labor Day is early. So. I'll have more of that in the newsletter too, but the closer we get, that's all the state's going to be talking about here in another 6 months. So
24th to the 29th.
Okay, 24th to 29th. And there'll be more and more information comes out in the Badger Legion there the closer we get to it too. So anything else for old business? Ken, you didn't have anything that we failed to cover from last time? Okay. All right, we'll move into new business. First order of new business, we're looking for bids for the 2022 POW MIA Silent March. The floor is open for bids for that event.
Post 102 Walworth.
Would be September 17th would be the date of that march. Is that correct, Bob?
Correct. The way to remember it, and so it's a Saturday following the third Friday.
Yeah, because that's not very convoluted, but yeah.
That's back to the chief.
But that's how we end up sometimes on the fourth Saturday. That's the problem.
Follow the third.
Yeah, the follows the third Friday, but September 17th, 2022. So we have a
Elkhorn Post 45.
anyone else? All right, we have bids from Post 102 in Walworth and Post 45 in Elkhorn.
Walworth withdraws its bid.
We have bids from Post 45 in Elkhorn. Yeah.
I'm going to give them the date for the POW.
Susan and Tom Lake, yeah. And motion made and seconded to award the 2022 POW MIA Silent March to Post 45 in Elkhorn. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Elkhorn. Next order of business, selection of the site of the 2022 Fall Conference.
Post 20 Waterford. Post 294 Harlan.
All right, we have a bid from Post 20 in Waterford and Post 294 in Heartland. I think the last time we were in Heartland was three or four years ago. The last time we were in Waterford, there's probably nobody in this room that remembers that. Al, you might remember it, but last time we had a district conference in Waterford.
None that I can remember.
Yeah. So those are the two. What are the wishes?
Seeing as we've never been to Waterford, I think it's a good time to go there.
I agree.
Second by who?
Raleigh.
Raleigh?
Motion made and seconded to award the 2022 Fall Conference to Post 20 in Waterford. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. This time I'll ask Vice Commander Bond to take the podium.
Chair recognizes past District Commander Jim Schmidt to rise for
Endorsement of the High Office of State Vice Commander, our Commander Carl Stubing.
I'll second it.
I second.
There's a motion and a second for the endorsement of Carl Stubigan for Department Vice Commander. Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I recognize past District Commander Bill Babb.
For all you guys that are in on this drawing, remember when the commander is going for his hospitality room, alcohol costs money. So if you win, please donate your bottle back to the commander. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to be drunk now?
I'm going to turn the chair back over to the District Commander Stubigan.
Thank you, First District. I appreciate that. And Bill, I appreciate your gesture as well. Department Vice Commander Latimer.
I definitely would support what Bill is saying, because coming from where I went through, trust me, it's pretty deep dark. And
anybody that you have extra booze around the house? One in the past,
What?
I mean, unopened. Unopened. I'll hardly endorse the fact that, get back to, Commander Carl, and, great recommendation for it. I'm taking my bottle home and I'm gonna give you $50.
Well, and none of this is necessary. I mean, I appreciate all the help and the support, and I have loved this. You know, I mean, I got 9-10 months left of this, but I enjoy being your commander. I enjoy going to county councils. I enjoy meeting our veterans and working with our veterans. And for those of you sitting out there looking for ways to move up, this is a great position to shoot for. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And any of the past district commanders will tell you that it's a memorable time. So we'll have elections coming up this May, and we're looking for people to move into these offices. So take the winter to consider that and be ready to step up. Anything else for new business? Mark?
Permission to address from the podium, please.
Sure.
When you have a long drive over here, and I know mine was shorter than most from Elkhorn, you have some good discussions. One of the discussions that I had with my right-hand man over there was the current ongoing issue, and I got a little bit of schooling from Nathan Bond, thank you. And I really wish I would have talked to our national security person, Jim Schmidt, because it falls in his lane. But the discussion was about the current issue going on right now with our active duty reserve and National Guard personnel having to take a immunization. An immunization that's questionable, and I'll piggyback on what Senator Rand Paul is saying, is that what the FDA approved is not available. And so Pfizer is the shot that is being pushed right now, but BioNTech was given the FDA approval. I think we should be the voice of those active duty, reserve, and National Guard members. And I know we're behind the power curve, but I wanted to open it up for discussion. Post 45 will lead this if they need to. We got some smart people that are around us. But we'd like to do a referendum and push it through our post, county as we need to, district, and get it up to our own state so it can get to national. Hopefully it will make a difference. I wanted to find out, is this the dog chasing the tail on this? Is there, what would membership, because it's going to come to you and you're going to have to say yay or nay. And under the current rules right now, we've got service members that are going to make hard decisions to take a shot that we can debate that it may not be the shot that's been approved. And if they don't take it, they're going to be kicked out, and they're going to kick them as they're going out the door to give them an honorable discharge, a dishonorable discharge, excuse me. And all those years, all that time will have gone to waste just because they don't want to take a shot that could play with their life. And again, that may be open for debate. If you don't mind entertaining that. Thank you.
Well, not to discourage you, and I appreciate the discussion. Y'all understand, I don't need to tell you this, y'all understand this thing is steeped in politics. This thing reeks of politics. And the American Legion is not a political body, so we have to be careful how we approach this. I mean, there's some legitimate concerns that the Legion may have with regards to our armed forces and how it affects them, how it affects our VA. But it has to be strictly from a non-political stance. So I guess I would have to see your resolution before I would make a recommendation on it. And we can discuss this a little while. I'm not going to get too carried away here because we don't have a resolution in front of us to work on. But all right, hang on. Susan raised first, so.
This is not the first time that military members have been required to get a shot. I was in 20 flu shot, for whatever reason, I could be kicked out. So this isn't the first time, and you need to keep that in mind, that there is a precedent of this, something like this being done. It wasn't the be all end all, but I ought to get a flu shot.
Nate first, and then
So Commander, I think this should be, the matter should be referred back to the post level for them, and I will help them draft the resolution they want to have drafted. I'm willing to do that with National Security Committee.
Judge Advocate,
And our judge
could
advocate.
also be involved.
Yeah.
It has to be done properly, or
And we can go through that process. And the discussion with Mark, I understand that his concern is about FDA-approved vaccines being mandated, not just that vaccines are mandated for our military members, because it's an issue of readiness. I don't get to choose whether or not I get an FDA-approved flu shot because I'm in the Army. That's that. So, but that's not what's being talked about. So I do recommend that we refer this back to the post level, where Jim, Ted, and I will help draft the resolution that they want.
yeah, I mean, as I said, I have no objection to the post submitting any type of resolution. I mean, we just have to be careful that we don't cross lines. It's just that simple. And we're not going to entertain it at this level if it does cross those lines. I can tell you that right now. So, yes, sir.
The issue is not just this shot. It goes back to the situation with the atomic vets. It goes back to the situation with Agent Orange. It goes back to the Gulf War syndrome issues. And it also is the fact that this situation affects our readiness when up to possibly 20 to 30% of active duty and National Guard personnel and reservists may be subject to involuntary discharge with dishonorable circumstances over an issue of a non-FDA approved vaccine. So it is something that we should be aware of and cognizant of. It is something that we should be studying. That's all.
And I don't disagree with any of that. And I mean, we've all been there. I mean, Susan stated rather eloquently, we didn't have a choice. I mean, I'm a burn pit guy. I don't know what was in those holes in the ground in Kuwait, but it probably wasn't good for me. When you can see the air, it's not a good thing. So we've all been in that position. I get it. What we have to guard against is crossing those political lines. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to argue the merits on either side. I'm just telling you that the American Legion will not entertain any kind of a resolution that crosses those lines. It's just not going to happen.
we can't.
Paul?
I was just going to say that the chain of command of the military is involved. At what point do you stop trying?
There's no resolution on the floor. I think.
Right. Well, if you bring something back in the spring, run it up through your post and through your county, and take the help that's offered from National Security.
And there is a deadline for resolutions to be accepted, and it's 30 days prior to election.
Correct. Yeah, this would have to be. We'd have to have this done if you wanted to bring it to the district. It's got to come in May, or it's going to wait a year. So. Okay, let's move on from that then. Is there any other new business? Hearing none, we'll move to the good of the American Legion. Does anyone have anything for the good of the American Legion?
I think the food was good.
It was.
I'll second that.
Just to remind you, the adjutant has copies of the minutes up here if you want to take them back to your posts. I also have, from state convention, I have a few post adjutants guides and post officers guides, as well as some printed instructions to how to get your administrative manuals, and those we'll leave those lay up here as well, that you can pick up after the meetings. One other thing I want to let know, I have about 105 email addresses that I send the newsletter out to every month. If you're not one of those and want to be, let me know what your email address is. I'll put you on the list. I have no problem adding to that. It's a very easy way to distribute media. I have almost all of the past district commanders on there, the county commanders, and a variety of just post members that don't want to wait for the post meeting. They want to get the information sooner. So see me after the meeting and let me have your email address. Alan?
Just to continue on with that email, if you have events, we talk about it twice a year here. If you have events going on, you know sometimes things come up, send them to myself and the commanders so we can get that out to everyone in the district, as I said before. But we want to help support all the posts in the district. I have every post in this district on Facebook. I don't see everybody's stuff because that's what Facebook does. So send it to us and we can get that information out to everybody in an email so they can see it and actually come and support you guys. So I guess for the good, that is good for us to share that amongst ourselves more than twice a year.
Yeah, and understand, we want to know what you're doing for Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but keep in mind that every other post is doing something, so we probably can't come to your events. But your car shows, your meat raffles, your other events that fall on just random days, let us know, because those are always fun things and a good way to support our fellow veterans, our fellow posts. Raleigh?
I'd just like to mention that my wife is in charge of Union Grove of getting greased.
Yeah.
We've already raised just about $17,000. There's 22,000 graves there. We'd like to be able to put a wreath on every grave.
Okay, and to the end of that, where are they?
There's flyers over there.
Okay, yeah. Bill and Susan ran off some of the flyers that I'd sent out earlier. So they're on the table. We'll bring those over here with the other stuff. Pick one of those up too. That has all the information for how to donate. If you want to be part of the actual laying out of the wreaths, there's information there on that. It's what day are they doing it? 18th of December. The wreaths have to be ordered by November 1st. But then the distribution will be the 18th of December. And if you happen to be in other parts of the state, Union Grove's not the only one that does this. They do it at King, they do it up Chippewa Falls. So you have several opportunities that you can help. And this was another thing that was really clamped down on last year because of COVID. There's a lot of this didn't get done as well as we wanted to do it. So this is your chance now this year to get out and do some of those good things that we do. Anything else for the good? A call on the adjutant for announcements.
Yeah, I've not received a lot of officer reporting forms from various counties. The post that I have not received from is Kenosha, post number 21, 293, 361, and 552. Racine, I haven't received number 20, 79, 171, or 310. Walworth, I haven't received 24, 130, 173, 183, 188, 237, and 450. Waukesha County, post 8, 196, 296, 356, 405, 449, 488, 495, and 535. We need these officer reporting forms every year so that we can be updated on who's the commander and your emails. So when I need to send something out to you people by email, I need to have a correct email address for you people. We can get a lot more people attending these conferences and meetings if you would just let us know, get this stuff updated. I don't know why it's so difficult for you posts or your commanders to get this done. You got to send one to your county commander, you got to send one to the district and one to the state. It's not that difficult, people. We're all adults. Let's get off our butts and let's start doing this stuff like you're supposed to do. I don't want to have to send out emails to everybody or a letter to everybody asking for this information. This should be stuff that's automatic. It's just like sending out a check for your dues. It should all be automatic. So if you just take it back to your counties, posts, when you have your meetings, and get them off their ducks and get this stuff to me, please. I would appreciate it. This has been going on for years.
Anything else? Sir?
We have some packets here that we're selling for our annual fundraiser. This is the only thing we have going on through the year. I'm happy to report that I have made some very good sales this year, so I got Piggly Wiggly Lake Shave. There's been only 1 month where I didn't make over $1,000 in donations and sales. And also I can know there's some good people out there who twice on occasion have given me a $50 donation. Labor Day sales, I had one guy come up and give me a $100 donation. To buy a ticket just to donate. And I've also received lots of $20 donations besides that. So there's some good people out there, and I'm happy to say I'm getting better response from the general public than I am our own members. Thank you. Tickets for sale.
Members?
All right, anything further? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion moved.
Just pick one. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. This time I'll call on Chaplain David West for a benediction.
Let us depart in peace and in love and charity with our neighbors. May we be joined together in the common goal of service to our country. Let us drive safely and carefully to our homes, and may God's blessings be with us all. Amen.
Amen. Call on 3rd Vice Commander Visitainer to retrieve the POW MIA chair cover. Covered. Until we meet again, let us remember our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever remain objective, the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. Sergeants at Arms, retrieve the colors. And salute. Two. I now declare this meeting of the 1st District, Wisconsin American Legion, Department of Wisconsin, regularly adjourned.